Okay, number 5 says graph the solution to the system of inequality. Let's take a look at that. Also remind you that the solution to all these problems are already posted in class under the solution manual. Make sure to view them. The first inequality we have here is 2x minus y is less than 2. And then you have 3x plus 2y greater or equal to 6. Okay, Yabit, is that the one that you're asking? Okay. When you graph the inequality, you treat them as just for the equation and graph the straight line. So if this were the equation, 2x minus y is equal to 2, we should know how to graph a straight line. To graph a straight line, we need a couple of points. Okay, yeah, but let me ask you, if x is equal to 0, what would be y is equal to? If x is equal to 0, you said y is equal to 0. That's not correct. Arden says y is equal to minus 2. Okay. When x is equal to 0, this is where you substitute 0, right? You go 2 times 0 is equal to 0. This whole term is 0. So minus y is equal to 2. So y would be equal to minus 2. Do you see that? Do you follow that, David? Okay, so that's the first point. We need one more point to graph this straight line. Now, what if you let y be equal to 0? Yeah, but if y is equal to 0, can you tell me what x is? Now, if y is equal to 0, this time this is equal to 0. If this is equal to 0, this is gone. So, yeah, but can you tell me what x would be equal to? Then we have 2x equal to 2. So what is x is equal to? Yeah, but 1. Very good. So that would be equal to 1. So this is how you find a couple of points to graph this line. Right? So we have, let's just graph this line here. This is y, this is x. So if x is equal to 0, y is equal to minus 2, your graph going to pass through this point here. If x is equal to 1, y is equal to 0, the graph going to pass through this point here. So this line here would be the graph of x minus y is equal to 2. I used x and y intercept because they were an easier point to locate. However, you can pick any points you like. Now, if you all can follow this up to this point, can I see a check mark next to your name? Okay, Vanessa, are you with us? Are you okay so far? Okay, in order to receive credit for these sessions, you need to participate. So If you don't follow it, you should put X next to your name, but if you follow it, you should put check mark. So Vanessa, I don't get any response from you. Okay. Over here, we wanted to know what 2x minus y less than 2 is equal to. In order to see if the solution for 2x minus y less than 2 is to the right or left of this line, we need to try a test point. The best test point would be probably 0, 0. Okay? So we pick 0, 0. If 0, 0 is the solution, then the solution to 2x minus y less than 2 would be to the left of this line. And it's very simple to check that. That's all we do, to substitute for each x 0 and for each y 0, and look at the inequality and see if that makes sense. Well, here we have 2 times 0 is 0, 0 minus 2 is 0. 0 is less than 2. Does that make sense, that 0 is less than 2? Well, sure does. So it means the solution must be to the side where the test point 0, 0 is. So all the points to the left of this line correspond to 2x minus y less than 2. Now if we were picking a point to the right of this line, this inequality wouldn't make sense. So that would tells me that to the right of that line would be 2x minus y greater than 2, must be. Okay? So that's how you can decide which side is the solution. Now we need to do the same thing for the second one, which is right here. So if I look at (3x plus 2y is equal to 6), I can graph this. If I find a couple of points here, if x is equal to 0, okay, yeah, but can you tell me if x is equal to 0, what is y is equal to? If x is equal to 0, what is y? This whole thing would be equal to 0. Then you have 2y is equal to 6. Very good. So that is 6 over 2, which is equal to 3. So here we find 1 point, and then we need 1 more point. So if y is equal to 0, yeah, but what is x is equal to? Okay, this time if it's y, if y is equal to 0, that would be 6 over 2, which is equal to 3. So here, I'm sorry, 6 over 3 would be equal to 2. Okay, that's how you find the 2 points. So if I'm going to graph this line here, if x is equal to 0, y is equal to 3, your graph is going to pass us through this point here. If x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0, your graph is going to pass us through this point here. So the graph of this line would be the line that passes through these 2 points. And I'm using a solid line because it also says equal to. So the question is the solution to the right or left of this line? And again, we use a test point like this, 0, 0, and we see if 0, 0 is the solution. Okay, yeah, but can you tell me if 0, 0 works here? If I substitute for each x 0 and each y 0, would that work? Just give me 0, 0 is greater than 6. Does that make sense? That 0 is greater than 6? No. So it means the solution must be to the other side of the test point this time, above that line. Now if I put both of them together, because we're drawing the system of equation, remember we had 0 and minus 2 and 1 and 0. So the points that I have is 0 and minus 2. Let's use a different color. And 1 and 0. So this were your other line. Remember we established that the test point 0, 0 worked there, so the solution would be to the left of this line. So the intersection of these would be all the points to the left of the red line and all the points above the blue line would be the solution of the system of this inequality. So this area that I'm marking here, any point in this region would be a solution of the system of the inequality. So that's how you can graph this.